If you're over 60 and that stubborn belly to rib gap still haunts you, you're probably fighting visceral fat without even realizing it. That deep organ hugging layer is the silent driver of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and chronic inflammation. But why does it cling to us after the golden years, even when we eat healthy? Stay with me for the next 30 seconds and I'll reveal the fastest science-backed method to melt that fat away in just 30 days. I'm Dr. Anna Morales, a geriatric nutritionist with 20 years of research on metabolic health in seniors. In a 2022 randomized trial, older adults who combined 3 simple habits for 30 days saw a 12% reduction in visceral fat. Today, you'll learn 4 numbered steps that turn that hidden danger into a shrinking target. Each step built on clear biology and an easy daily practice. Let's start by uncovering the first hidden culprit most seniors overlook. First, identify the sugar spike trap. Many seniors think a cup of tea or a slice of cake is harmless, but those quick glucose spikes feed visceral fat like fuel to a fire. When you consume simple carbohydrates, your blood sugar rockets, prompting the pancreas to release a surge of insulin. Insulin's primary job is to shuttle glucose into cells, but excess insulin also signals the body to store fat around the organs. That's why a single sugary snack can add inches to your waist overnight. The biological benefit of breaking this cycle is profound. By flattening those spikes, you reduce insulin's store fat signal, allowing the body to tap existing visceral stores for energy. Studies show that stabilizing blood sugar for just 2 weeks can lower inflammatory markers by 15% and improve mitochondrial efficiency. Now, the practical instruction: replace every refined carbohydrate that spikes your glucose with a low glycemic alternative. Swap white bread for a slice of whole grain rye, trade sugary cereal for steel cut oats, and choose fresh berries instead of a packaged pastry. Pair each carbohydrate with a source of protein or healthy fat, a handful of almonds with your oatmeal, or a slice of cheese with your apple. This combination slows digestion, creating a gentle rise in glucose rather than a sharp. Take a moment to let that sink in. By simply adjusting what you put on your plate, you're cutting the main fuel line to visceral fat. If this insight is resonating with you, give this video a like. It tells your brain you're ready for change. Second, recognize the power of timed fasting. When you're over 60, your metabolic rate naturally slows, and the body becomes more efficient at storing calories during prolonged eating windows. Intermittent fasting, specifically a 12-hour eating window, aligns with your circadian rhythm, promoting hormonal balance and fat oxidation. Why does this work? During the fasting period, insulin levels drop and the body shifts from glucose burning to fat burning, a process called lipolysis. Importantly, research on older adults shows that a 12-hour fast each night can increase growth hormone secretion by 20%, which supports muscle preservation while encouraging visceral fat loss. Here's how to implement it without feeling deprived. Choose a consistent 12-hour window that fits your lifestyle. For example, finish dinner by 8 p.m. and break breakfast at 8 a.m. Keep the first meal light and protein-rich, a scrambled egg with spinach and a slice of avocado toast. Throughout the eating window, focus on nutrient-dense foods, but avoid the temptation to overcompensate for the fast. A quick tip to make this sustainable: set a gentle alarm on your phone to signal the start of your eating window and use the same cue each day to train your body's internal clock. Over the next week, you'll notice steadier energy levels and fewer cravings in the evening. Now I want to hear from you. What's the biggest challenge you face when trying to adjust your meal timing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm eager to read your experiences and help you troubleshoot. Third, harness the anti-inflammatory power of omega-3 fatty acids. As we age, chronic inflammation becomes a silent accelerator of visceral fat accumulation. Omega-3 EPA and DHA found in fatty fish, flaxseed, and walnuts modulate the inflammatory cascade by inhibiting the production of prostaglandins that promote fat storage. The benefit is twofold. Reduced inflammation improves insulin sensitivity, and the improved cellular environment encourages the body to mobilize stored visceral fat. Clinical data indicate that a daily intake of 1 gram of combined EPA and DHA can lower C-reactive protein by 10% in seniors, translating into measurable reductions in belly fat over a month. Your practical step is simple. Aim for 2 servings of fatty fish per week. Think salmon, sardines, or mackerel, and incorporate a tablespoon of ground flaxseed into your morning smoothie or oatmeal. If you're vegetarian, a handful of walnuts or a daily algae-based supplement can provide the same omega-3 boost. Take a breath and imagine how these small, deliberate choices compound over 30 days. The belly gap you've been battling can start to shrink, not by drastic dieting, but by strategic, science-backed habits. If this is opening your eyes to the real levers of fat loss after 60, hit that subscribe button and join our community of seniors reclaiming their health. The journey doesn't stop here. The next step will reveal the final, most powerful catalyst that accelerates your results in just a few weeks. Now let us turn our attention to the final, most powerful catalyst that can turbocharge your visceral fat burning engine in just a few short weeks. This catalyst is not a supplement, not a miracle diet, and certainly not a fleeting fad. It is the simple, age-appropriate practice of structured resistance training combined with quality restorative sleep. Why does this duo work so profoundly for people over 60? The answer lies deep within the biology of muscle tissue and hormonal balance. As we age, our muscle fibers naturally shrink, a process known as sarcopenia. Less muscle means a lower resting metabolic rate, which in turn makes it easier for excess calories to be stored as visceral fat. Moreover, aging bodies produce less growth hormone and testosterone, both of which are crucial for maintaining lean tissue and encouraging the mobilization of stored fat. When you introduce a modest progressive resistance routine, you trigger a cascade of anabolic signals. Muscle fibers experience tiny micro tears, which the body repairs by building stronger, larger fibers. This repair process consumes calories, increases insulin sensitivity, and elevates the production of hormones that favor fat oxidation over storage. In parallel, a solid night of deep, uninterrupted sleep allows the body to release growth hormone in its natural nighttime surge, further enhancing muscle repair and the breakdown of stubborn fat deposits. Imagine for a moment the feeling of waking up after a night where your body has completed its nightly regeneration cycle, your mind sharp, your energy steady, and your belly visibly tighter. That is the combined effect of moving your muscles purposefully and giving them the rest they need to rebuild. Now let's break down the practical steps you can adopt immediately without needing a gym membership or expensive equipment. First, schedule 2 to 3 short resistance sessions per week, each lasting about 20 to 30 minutes. Choose movements that engage the major muscle groups. Think seated leg extensions, wall push-ups, resistance band rows, and light dumbbell curls. Begin with a weight or band tension that allows you to complete 12 to 15 repetitions while maintaining good form. Perform 2 sets of each exercise, resting 30 seconds between sets. As the weeks progress, increase the resistance slightly, perhaps by adding a few extra pounds to the dumbbells or moving to a thicker band. The key is gradual progression, not sudden overload. Second, pair each resistance session with a 5-minute mobility warm-up. Simple shoulder circles, ankle rolls, and gentle hip hinges prepare the joints, reduce injury risk, and improve the quality of each lift. Third, prioritize sleep hygiene as the non-negotiable partner to your training. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night and create a bedtime routine that signals to your brain that it's time to wind down. Dim the lights an hour before bed, avoid screens, and consider a warm herbal tea such as chamomile. Keep the bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. If you find yourself waking during the night, practice a brief breathing exercise. Inhale slowly through the nose for 4 counts, hold for 7, and exhale gently through the mouth for 8. This simple rhythm not only calms the nervous system, but also encourages deeper, more restorative sleep phases. You might wonder, will I be able to stick with this routine given my busy schedule and occasional aches? The answer is yes, because the plan is intentionally designed to be low impact yet highly effective. By limiting sessions to short focused blocks, you reduce the perceived barrier of time. And because you are using body weight moves and light resistance bands, joint stress remains minimal. Take a moment now to visualize yourself completing a week of this routine. See yourself standing tall after a wall push-up, feeling the gentle burn in your biceps, and then drifting into a night of deep sleep, waking refreshed, your waistline a fraction tighter than the night before. If this vision resonates, I invite you to share in the comments what part of the routine you anticipate being the most challenging, whether it's finding the motivation to start, remembering to log your workouts, or creating a calm bedtime environment. Your insights help us all refine the approach and support each other on this journey. Let's recap the 4 pillars that together form the fastest science-backed pathway to shrink visceral fat after 60. First, we tackled the hidden sugar spike trap, learning how to smooth out blood glucose peaks through timed balanced meals. Second, we introduced the anti-inflammatory power of omega-3 fatty acids, showing how a couple of servings of fatty fish or plant-based alternatives each week can calm chronic inflammation and improve insulin response. Third, we explored strategic meal timing, using a gentle daily cue to align your eating window with your body's natural circadian rhythm, which steadies energy and curbs evening cravings. And fourth, we arrived at the synergistic duo of resistance training and restorative sleep, the ultimate catalyst that fuels muscle growth, hormone balance, and sustained fat loss. Each of these steps stands on solid scientific evidence, yet they are simple enough to weave into everyday life without drastic overhauls. The beauty of this approach is that the benefits compound. As you improve one pillar, the others become easier to maintain, creating a virtuous cycle of health. Now imagine the cumulative effect after 30 days of consistent practice. Research shows that seniors who adopt these 4 habits can experience a measurable reduction in visceral fat, improved lipid profiles, and heightened energy levels, all without the need for extreme calorie restriction or high-intensity cardio that may be unsuitable for many older adults. I want you to feel empowered to take the first step today. Choose one of the 4 pillars that feels most accessible right now, perhaps swapping a sugary snack for a handful of walnuts, or setting an alarm to signal the start of your eating window, and commit to it for the next 7 days. Then add the next pillar the following week. By the end of the month, you will have built a comprehensive, sustainable lifestyle that targets the root causes of belly fat. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. Your positive feedback tells the algorithm that seniors like you are hungry for actionable health guidance, and it helps more viewers discover these life-changing strategies. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you won't miss the upcoming deep dive into how stress management through simple mindfulness techniques can further accelerate your progress. The next video will reveal a quick 5-minute breathing practice that lowers cortisol, the hormone that often sabotages weight loss, especially around the midsection. Before we part, take a breath, feel the air fill your lungs, and remind yourself that change is possible at any age. Your body is resilient, and with the right knowledge, you can guide it toward a leaner, healthier future. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I look forward to hearing about your successes, challenges, and breakthroughs in the comments below. Together, we'll continue to rewrite the narrative of aging, one informed choice at a time. Now, as you stand at the threshold of this transformation, picture the subtle shifts that will begin to surface. In the first week, that walnut swap you chose will quiet the cravings that once whispered for sugary comfort. By the second week, the gentle window you set for your meals will align your internal clock, allowing your metabolism to breathe easier. The third week's focus on movement, whether it's a stroll through the garden or a light resistance routine, will awaken muscles that have been dormant, turning excess calories into purposeful energy. And when the final week arrives, the mindful breathing practice you'll learn in our next video will dissolve lingering stress, lowering cortisol, and giving your body permission to release the stubborn belly fat that has lingered for years. Each of these steps is deliberately simple because sustainability is the true engine of lasting change. Remember, the goal is not to overhaul your life overnight, but to weave a series of tiny, evidence-backed habits into the fabric of your daily routine. When those habits compound, the result is a slimmer waistline, steadier blood sugars, and a heart that beats with renewed vigor, all without the intimidation of extreme dieting or high-impact cardio. So I invite you now to commit to one concrete action today. Perhaps you'll reach for a handful of almonds instead of that afternoon cookie, or set an alarm to signal the start of your eating window tonight. Write that intention in the comments below. Seeing it in black and white can turn a fleeting thought into a firm promise. If this roadmap resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up. Your affirmation tells the platform that seasoned viewers are hungry for practical, science-based guidance, and it helps more of us discover these life-changing strategies. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and tapping the notification bell so you won't miss the upcoming deep dive on stress management, a 5-minute breathing technique that can accelerate your progress even further. Take a moment now, close your eyes, inhale slowly, and feel the air fill your lungs. Remind yourself that age is not a barrier, but a badge of experience. And with the right knowledge, you can sculpt a healthier, leaner future. Thank you for walking this path with me. I can't wait to read about your breakthroughs, celebrate your victories, and support you through any challenges in the comments. Together, we are redefining what it means to age gracefully, one informed choice at a time.